Hi there, this is Jeff Ledger bringing you my third Zendikar Draft. I went 5 and 3 in both the others, so broke even on coins, but I got a few cards, so I think that was fairly successful. I like Hagra Mauling like a fair bit. It's a decent kill spell. Hagra Constrictor is quite good. Don't really think much of Kite Cell Cleric yet. Taunting Arbor Mage. This is an interesting one. It costs a lot to get its final form, though. This one's okay. It's double color, so I don't want it. This card, yeah. Into Royal's Fine Expedition Skulker is also actually a pretty good card. I'm going to just take the Hagra Mauling. The fact it's a land and a removal spell is just good. I've ended up drafting black in all three of my drafts so far. I think it's because the color is very strong. It seems to have a lot of removal in it, and plus its creatures are decent, which is unusual for black. Could have had double Cog and War Leader here. Interesting. Okay, this Skyclave GOP is pretty powerful. Jeez. It's pretty good at attacking at least. 1/4 Reachy Rogue. Discard's fine. Mana War, but it's really expensive when you kick it. Um, Honestly, don't know. I feel like I should take either the black card or this Snarecaster seems reasonably good. Maybe I should just go with the red card. I mean, the GFP is pretty decent. I don't know about black red. I haven't really played it yet. I've seen it once. It looked okay. The red card seemed fine as well, so maybe I should be more open to give it a go. Um, 4/5 guided via land. This is a bit overcosted. Don't love it. Um, Getting haste nice, but the 4/3 base stats are boring. Tormenting voice is decent. One time to each creature. Two. This card is interesting. Um, Hellhound's fine. I actually like Guldraz Mucklord a lot, and I think black is a very good colour. Knowledge Colony is exceptional, though. This is an excellent card as well. I'm going to take the Mucklord. Yeah, this card's fine, but I don't love it. Fine, fine. Maybe black is overdrafted. Cool. So at least this is a May. This isn't a bad vibe drop, but it's a May ability. This card's reasonably good. I don't think that's great. Creative Grasp is fine. Anger Object is fine. This card's fine. The Royal Mage seems like it could actively be good. So maybe blue's a bit open. Hell. Let's take the red card. I really don't rate any of the black cards in that pack, so this card's meh. Yeah, this card's quite nice. Fine. Quite like this. It's a divination, but you can kick it up for a bit extra. This card's fine. This card's reasonable. Potentially fine. I mean, you get a 4/3 for 3 if you have another warrior, but it's. I mean, that's good, but I think I'll just take the black card, try and cut downstream out of black. This card's fine. Scry 2, then draw, that's not bad. This seems like it could actively be good, and it's on a reasonably cheap creature. This card's pretty good. Opponent. This card being a sorcery really holds it back. I think Feed the Swarm's probably the best. Stonework Hack Beast is never. I feel like every time I've had this card, it's overperformed, but I will get a Feed the Swarm here. I think if I can play early creatures and keep my life total reasonably high, that card has a chance to be very good. We've been rewarded with a late Vanquish the Weak here, which is a really nice pickup. Um, yeah, this card's really good. It's a 3/2 flyer that you can draw a card when it dies some of the time, and that's really strong. The blue card there. It's been a weird pack because I'd say almost, other than my very first pick, this Vanquish the Weak is the strongest other card I've seen in the pack, and it's on pick 7, which is super weird. Um, I think Skyclave Plunder's pretty good. Nimana Skitter Sneak is okay. Growtrek Bugcatcher is fine. +1/+0 for each creature in your body, so it's going to attack as a 2. It is a warrior. It's one of these two. Yeah, I think the Nimana Skitter Sneak's just hard to play. That's the problem. Hybrid Constrictor came back. I think this is a sign. I'm surprised at this. Um, and we could maybe get some more Mucklods and play like a little counter sub theme, so I might try that. The champion's quite good. Like, shit. This card is interesting and also could be relatively good. 4 damage to target creature that block this turn. It's interesting. I'm going to get the Constrictor though. I think that's got the most promise leading forward, and I'm not married to red. I've got some alright cards. Discard a card if you do draw a card. That's okay. The bug guy. I'm actually going to take this green body card. I don't really think I want any of those. Oh my god. So the Gnarled Colony came back, and this card is just great. And Rabbit Bite, so this is maybe a big sign that green is open. I think the Colony is just really good. Gaining some life. We're going to take the green card here. And the Solidarity is interesting. It does have a counter theme. So, okay, we've got a red rare. Let's have a look. When and if a land spells with your control X, play the X or something right. You and set the cards X. Okay. So it's kind of a nice little. You can really ping them for quite a lot with this. This card looks interesting. Um, this card's a decent removal. So if you are milling, this card's pretty good, but otherwise it's pretty meh. Brute, Blade, Hellion, Electromancer. Yeah, I think I have to take the rare here. And I got excited about going green. I do think the Gnarled Colony is pretty good. I mean, it's like a 2/2, or it's a 5 mana 4/4 trample, but I think that combination is just quite nice. And I think you're always looking to get more 2 drops in draft, so Cinderplasm's okay. Could be good sweeps, depending on the P&Ts that we have available to us. No black card, Blood Price, well, Blood Price is 5. Slide Cat. Oh, that's one that punches that. I don't really care about any of these cards. I'm just going to get this. So Deadly Alliance, which is probably the pick, just a straight remove of this card. Father Good Recovery. That's actually a pretty cool combination, because it rewrites this land, lets you play it as a land early, so I really do like that card a lot. Because you can just play it as land early, then later you can get a regrowth, really strong, but Deadly Alliance is a straight up removal spell. And I've not paid 5 for it a lot. I've generally paid under 5 for it, so I'm quite rating it. Bloodchief's Thirst, another decent removal spell, probably going to be the pick. Gnarled Colonies here again. Was it tabled last time? Maybe it'll table this time. And it's quite good with the Hydra Constrictor. What's this Kazul's Fury? Sack a creature's additional cost. Okay. That's pretty cool. And it's instant as well. So a fling, quite interesting. I think the Chief's Thirst is probably just a bit better. It's good to be a land as well. Well, I think this card's pretty strong. I like this card a lot. It's not really for my deck right now. Great. haste out to pretty central. That's okay. Trying silence. I don't know how good we are at having a party, but it's a fairly decent sized party. We actually seem to have a lot of non-party cards here, so I'm going to take the Subtle Strike. I do need to prioritize creatures a bit in this draft, because I'm not hitting them very hard. Here is a Dreadworm, which I do rate pretty hard. Tangled Flora Hedron. I think that card's quite cool, to be honest. But given that I'm still not 100% definite that I want to play green over red, I think just taking the Dreadworm is correct. But we do need some win cards. Oh, that's potentially really, really strong. There's this turned into Aesthetics good. How many creatures do we have with kickers though? Probably like 0, right? But it's still a cool card in principle. Oh, 1. That said, I think Turn Timber Aesthetic is pretty hard to. Oh, this card's real strong as well. Jeez, okay. Wow, I actually don't know what was right there. There was tons of good picks. Ha! Thwart the Grey. This card shouldn't be here. This card is OP as all hell. It's fantastic. You get to put 2 creatures back into play from your graveyard. It's just nuts. I had another draft, and this was the strongest card. I think that draft I probably should have got 7 wins, just didn't, but I think I probably should have. It was super good. Replaying wins. So you can get some more basic lands. It's not that big of a deal. Right, okay, let's stop cleaning up a bit now. It seems that red's moderately open, but not that open. So we can tidy the red cards away. Wow, and green is just like ridiculously open. I really want this Treasury Blight Blade. That card's been excellent from my experience. And people are just throwing away knowledge colonies like they're going out of fashion. And I actually think it's a really, really genuinely one of the better 2-drops. Maybe I'm wrong. It's possible. But I feel like that card's really strong. 3. So, playing red, I just want to see what it does. Kick Rex, can't be 0. Alright, that's a really cool niche effect. It's not the greatest in draft, although sometimes it'll be bonkers. Territorial Skycats. Okay, well, there's barely a black card in the whole pack. There's just one, and it's mediocre as shit. The green cards. Sacroland, Search Road, 2 basics. This card is good. What I'm going to do is leave the Scythe Cat in because they kind of combo with each other. But I think this is going to be more valuable to most players than the other way around. Okay, Scoot Swarm's just been left in. That's really strong. I think it's probably the pick. There's a Knowledge Colony which I'll hope tables again. Yeah, I like Scoot Swarm. I think it's a win draft. It's just picked up Voiding Regrowth. What is not to enjoy there? That seems strong. Rabbit Bite's good. Canopy Battle's not bad. Gets better with Voiding Regrowth. Again, what's this Brushfire? And what's this big bad boy? So, how many seconds? 27. When it enters the battlefield, search every basic forest, card and basic planeswalker abilities, players can't pay life and sacrifice non-limit to cast spells or activate abilities. So it's a pretty big, spicy boy. Do I just want a rabbit bite instead? Because I don't really need rabbit bite because I've got lots of removal. So I'm gonna take the big spicy boy, put him on the board. If I found another Voiding Regrowth, I could be down for that. There's another Thwart the Grave. Well, I think that card's broken. I like this. I like Deadly Alliance. I think Thwart the Grave is just absolutely broken. As I say, it's possible I misunderstand it, but I just think it's really great. Deadly Alliance is really good. Light Blade's really good. I really want that. Hagro Constrictor's actually quite good in my deck. Um, Aesthetic's good. I think it's hard to pass a Deadly Alliance. The card's just like great. You get to kill stuff really efficiently. So this guy's fine. Soul Strike's fine. Iris Beetle. Well, okay, this seems like it could be really strong. I'm gonna pick it up. It's another Blight Blade, which is really good. I'm hitting over my card allowance now. Target you control fight targets you don't control, or and it's a bit pricey. I like the fact it's a land. Soroga Vision is very good. Tazu Blight Blade is very good. Wow, damn, there's a lot going on here. I think I just want a good cheap card. It's part of my party. It does like a lot of things. I don't think I want Adventure Awaits. Kazandu Stomper. I may want one of these. I'll put it there. There's the Scythe Cat came back, so I'll take that. I don't think I'm kind of enough in the scene to really want it, but it gives me options now. And I suppose that's a good thing. Like, my Marassa Brute can probably go. It's not really doing anything for anyone. There is the colony. So people are just really devaluing the colony. They just don't care about it. The Canopy Bailoff came back. I think that card's got promise, but a Rabbit Blight's another piece of removal that I may want. There's another Blight Blade. And there's another Blight Blade. That's the hardest. Okay, well, I've certainly got a fair bit to mull over in my deck build. I don't think I'm going to need either of the splash cards. Like, one thing I didn't really get to talk about, I'd be happy to splash the Valakut Exploration. The card seems really strong and a good way to finish off opponents if you haven't got any reach. This card isn't that strong, but it's a good source of card advantage. But it means that I'd have to play two basic planes, because one of the strengths is it fetches a basic planes, but if I'd already drawn my only basic planes, I need to have another one in there, so actually that's not that great. So I got a few choices. I don't think I'm going to need the Snarecaster. I've got these Blight Blades to fulfill the Rogue slot in my party, and they just seem very strong. So I think taking the Snarecaster out is an easy remove for now. The Voiding Regrowth is great with the Scoot Swarm and the Sidecats. They're strong. Constrictor. So if I'm throwing down some Gnarled colonies, then the Constrictor is going to be quite good because it gives a menace. But I have to be kicking them, and I think I'm kind of fine not having this card. It does combo with this a bit, and I don't know how good this is, but I wanted to try it. So we've still got a bunch of cards to cut. I think at this point, we can cut the Oblivion Song because we don't need a random trick that much. I think I'm fine not to have that. Feed the Swarm. It is a kill on anything, but we've got a number of decent kill spells. Or maybe it's just Rabid Bite that doesn't fit. I mean, Rabid Bite is a good card, but it's a chance to get 2 for 1, which Feed the Swarm isn't. And also Feed the Swarm protects us from early aggression, which Rabid Bite kind of doesn't, so I'd be fine losing that. I think I might play 41 because of my ability to have some additional land tucked in here, and I want the additional threat, so maybe that is fine. And then that leaves another 2 cards to go. Blood Sheep's Thirst is fine. Swarm Strike's quite good. We've still got a Constrictor here. The Maulers here. I mean, Scoop Swarm's pretty sick with Iridescent Horn Beetle. Actually, that is a legit combo. Dreadworm. Can we use Dreadworm maybe? It's quite a good ender though. But do I actually need it? It's definitely getting down to the kind of last picks here. What's better, Dreadworm or Turn Timber Aesthetic? I think, like, for my Thwart the Graves, I want to make sure I've got plenty of party members in the deck still, and some decent ones. So the Timber Aesthetic's quite important here, as I've got a lot of non-party members. That's something to bear in mind, actually. I mean, I'll generally get back a Blight Blade, and that's no bad thing. I could play the Stomp, but I don't think I want to, for similar reasons to the Dreadworm. They're both just fine, but I don't think they're going to be part of my in-game plan. Having Trample on Knowledge Colony is really nice. This was an interesting one. Um, I could cut a land because I've got an extra land in the Hagra Mauling here. Um, but I'm pretty mana intensive as well. Maybe I could just play 42. It seems a bit horrible though. There must be something that can get cut, but I like a lot of what I've got on the table. So I basically got a load of removal spell. Some of these are kind of synergy pieces to work together with each other as well. I don't feel I could ever cut thwart. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. Let's run. Is that just bad? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess that I'm kind of running 18 lands, and the Constrict is just like it's kind of the worst card. Um, but it is a 2/2 menacer. It gives menace and other things. It synergizes. You can play it with the iridescent beetle. And then you're going to put 2 counters on and get 2 things, and maybe a side cap could be the cut likewise. That would be fine. Or but I think it all just seems to tie together, so I'm going to leave it as it is and play a game. That was a bit agonising. It's the second time I've pulled this rare in the draft. It's the second time that I've drafted a black green deck. Third time that I've drafted a black deck. So keep drafting black here. I really want to pull one of the big uncommons, the other archetypes, but I seem to just be pulling the bits to just play black all the time. And green was clearly the open colour, so I've kind of got no regrets. It's a bit dull, but I've got no regrets on moving in on green there. It clearly was 100% right. Got massively rewarded for all those cheap, early, good playables, so I think that was trade this. Oh, he's not even going to offer. How rude. You know what I'm going to offer? I'm going to offer. Fine, you wanna not me? I'll hit you instead. And then I'll make an ollie. Yeah, make an ollie colony. Yeah. And I guess the negative of this card is literally a bear at this point in the game. Windride is good. I love having double thwart the grave. It means you can really just kind of trade impunity and to some extent attack with impunity. Get this down. I'm holding on my Hyrule Constrictor for the iridescent beetle. I think that's probably right. It's interesting because my opponent's playing creatures, but they're just not wanting to block. They're obviously really valuing the Seagate Banneret, which I think is a mistake. And of course, they couldn't block with the Windrider Wizard there. That would have just been silly. But I think just not being willing to use their Seagate Banneret seems a bit wrong. Maybe they got some kind of crazy combat trick for it. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, okay, it's this guy. Yeah, that's generally pretty strong, and now they can trade 2 bits of mine. For 1 bit of theirs. Solid. Clears that up. And I'm going to get my Horn Beetle down next turn. We'll see where that leads. Okay, that was genuinely very strong. It's rare at least. Oh, okay, it's actually Uncommon. Wow, this is a very strong uncommon. Dang. Yeah, that's something. What have I got in my yard? Nothing that really helps yet. So, yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble here. My opponent's got some big flyers. I've not drawn any of my removal yet. And yeah, I'm getting punished. I have to think on this one. Hope to draw a removal spell. That is not it. Yeah, I'll hold my man. Because of the side cat. I think I'm just going to be dead to 2 flying hits, in all honesty. This has got vigilance as well. Yeah, so 2 abilities, flying and vigilance. And this really does feel like it's just going to make a Serra Angel a lot of the time. Yeah, that's really nasty. It's a Serra Angel for 1 white less. Because it's... Okay, no, it's not always a Serra Angel. I see how that works, but it's still pretty badass. Very hard. God. Yeah. Very hard to beat. Yeah, I don't have any interaction, unfortunately. I guess that's blue-white flyers for you some point. Damn, that Emeria Captain is just brutal. I mean, my deck has a lot of removal. That's all I can say there. It's like, I have a lot of removal, and I didn't draw it. So, what can you do? Yeah, I mean, if I kill that when it comes out, the whole game's just entirely different. Yeah. Well, hopefully I'm not up against that too many times. I go first. Let's try this, it looks fine. I mean, obviously, I'm clearly missing a key element, but I've got removal, I've got a creature I can play. We're going to be in business playing some magic, so that seems fine. I think my opponent mulligan once. Yeah, they did. That's good. Ah, perfect. Not quite perfect, but still pretty good. Perfect for my draw, yeah, that's the first time I could have found one, so I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, we can lay off the land now. I'm gonna play the, I'm gonna get in, and I'm gonna play the Instructor. I want to make sure I get at least a landfall from the Scoop Swarm, just to get a little bit of value at least. Maybe they have removal. They're not in the colour for removal. Wow, this could be amazing, so... Just gonna slam in. Like, neither of these is a favourable trade for the opponent. And then, yeah, I can landfall and then regrowth next turn. If my Scoop Swarm stays alive, I'm going to be in a good place. And they could have a rabbit bite. We've got the Lucian Break, so that's fine. I mean, it's a scary card. I've been wanting to pick this up, so I actually have an excuse to play some blue to see how good it is. I don't know, the commons in blue don't seem great, but this card seems real strong. I have a choice to block, but I will choose to not. Yeah, and these are both received, I believe, so let us sack a land, which will be you. And 2. And I think, yeah, this, so they'll both see 6. Yeah, make actual 2 forms. I'm gonna hold my Feed the Swarm. I don't think that it matters right now. When my opponent chose to trade me, that decision even better. So now, like, playing a land will get me 3 guys, which is pretty pretty nice. Yeah, my opponent scoops to it. Well, nice work, Scoot Swarm. Yeah, so if you get Scoot Swarm, it seems like real worthwhile. It gets out of hand real fast. You go first. Yeah, I like this. This seems solid. Opponent takes one or two mulligans there, like some mulligans. Two mulligans, Jesus, okay. Oh, this card's really good. Yeah, I like this card a lot. Yeah, I think I'm fine. Like if oh, they don't want to force it. Interesting. I'm gonna hold this up. I don't know what the game is. I mean, they could just be using it as a party member, but I don't feel it's a terribly scary party member yet. Yes, I wondered if I'd catch them with a rabbit bite. I just had a feeling they had rabbit bite. It's the way they played, and that saved my Scoot Swarm. They might kill it, but I still got at least a dude out of it now, and I feel massively up in this game, especially because they have Mulligan. That's pretty rough. And I guess like nice hand obviously from Mulligan, but they do draw 7 today. But yeah, that's really impressive. Yeah, just I want to subtle strike. No, I don't think so. I'm just going to send with this enough of the trade, which I'll be very happy with. They do not accept. And I get turned upsetting. I am allowing them a potential fight, but if they kill Scoot Swarm now, that's okay. I'll just live with the consequences. They've got a lot of these going, so that seems kind of nice. Oh, I hit him with the coffee, so that's it. We're at that Scoot Swarm breakpoint where our Scoot Swarm has made some Scoot Swarms, and I think now's where it just gets out of hand for the opponent. I'll sack the trick up. Just trade them off. Moves live. Well, that's quite nice. Yep, nothing I can do to stop that. I mean, it kind of just draws the card and it takes 2 damage to kill my guy, which is fine. Ultimately, I can just keep it now. Thing to bear in mind is this opponent has had some Auto 5, so I feel like that deck's very strong. It actually looks really good. They've got a bunch of stuff going on. Oh wow, that's really busted, so I can just strike those. And that feels like it's just a loss. Yeah. I swing all. I can block the 5-4, but it's not enough, so... I mean, like, I've been on the end of those losses as well. Felt about as one-sided as the game versus the Flyers, all that was pretty good bomb and Mulligan. The Scooty Boy is. I mean, whoever passed that now, that seems more surprising because it does just seem like it's got the ability to absolutely dominate games, and I wondered if it would. I honestly didn't know how strong it would be, but the answer is I'm thinking is very strong. It does seem really good. Just keep an eye on the time there. Alright, yep, another decent looking hand. We've got a 1-2 into a potential 3. And then a removal as well, so definitely deeper. We're certainly having triple of the categories might make my deck feel a lot better going second, even though that could have slightly pressure on the ground. The downside is I keep seeming to play people who are mainly about players. Yeah, I'm going to play this Halloween. Given that I don't have fantastic pressure, I wondered about holding it to pump it, but I think I've got to rely on my extra okay, let's grab it. This could potentially help me getting milled a bit though, so I do not mind too badly. Let's swing in with my mana up. If my opponent truly values their grab, they won't actually throw the block here on the knowledge colony. We're going to see how nervous they are. They're not nervous. They're not nervous. I don't know how much they. Maybe they don't. It's not their strat. That's the other possibility. I feel like it's you get the spike out now. This cat is going to get immense. It's about to go huge. Yeah, this card's really good. Really, really good. Okay. Ooh, we hit one of the thwarts. That's a shame. On this guy, this guy's trouble is it taps in a row, you can't block it, let's draw cards, get out of fucking hand. And that's strong. These come in, tap, that is unfortunate. Why just Deadly Alliance this idiot here? And I sure don't like this card. At least that's an uncommon, surely. This card's really strong. 22 cards in the deck. Okay. Be a little careful. Alright, I'll take that. Oh, this wooding regrowth is so nice. I have just hoped this survives the turn, and then I think I should have enough resource to win. Alright, that's fine. So he's buffing this a lot. And that means I can't make my chum attack now. That basically why. And now we can go off and go absolutely. Not quite as nuts as I hoped, but we settled it down. Still good though. Still very good. There's 18 cards left, so it's a few more land drops till he's going to get there. This crab's vaguely annoying, but it's not that bothersome. I really just want a so I don't want to see that as well, that vanquish killing the crabber, I think, would be gained right here. Oh, another death touchy. Hog constrict. How does that impact things? Not really. I think that land would probably been better. Yeah, it would have. That's unfortunate. I think I can afford to wait like just a little bit to draw 1 or 2 more cards, but I can't be too complacent. And that forces a double one. I think that's okay. Oh, that forces 2 as well. Oh, feed the swamp. Just remove 2 removal spells, and God, any of the removal spells again. Not like this. Come on, not like this. I mean, he still needs to hit some more land drops, but it's getting a lot closer than I'd like to be. What the fuck? Each opponent mills 8? What's the actual juice? On a common, each opponent mills 8? Fucking hell. That's on a common. Oh, it's a rare, sorry. It's a rare. I was gonna say this would totally fuck up the draft, but, I wonder why I hadn't seen it so far. What's the plan? Well, I have to hope they don't draw land for a start. What happens if I attack just like this? My event has a choice between blocks. If I attack like this and they block these 3, and they take 5, it's probably still not enough, so let's just do these 2 for now. God, I mean, I need a lot to go right. My other grave fell out. If they have land straight away, I'm just dead anyway, so, I mean, there's a high chance. God, any of so many removal spells. Yeah, sure. And I had Trips land remaining. Yeah, I mean, like, milling every removal spell, it went pretty well. Come on. Okay, so that's the first grabber deck that's actually beaten me, thankfully. This will be a shame if this deck does worse than my other ones, because the deck actually seems really good. I think it's probably better. Almost certainly, it's got bombs, it's got removal, it's got everything, but you do need to draw the things in the right order. But once again, I find myself at that critical 2 and 2 point. Alright, I'm going first, that's good. This hand looks fine. Let's say keep. So there's a mulligan. It's definitely just been like, well, I need wins there, so I can't complain. But it definitely feels like the games go hard one way or the other, and that partly is to do with the way the cards shuffle out as well. Am I gonna hold this Hagra guy? Probably not. Reveals creature, so he has the veteran adventurer. Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll play this anyway. And if all my opponent's going to find is a veteran adventurer, I think I'm fine. It's a pretty good card. I quite like it, obviously, because it supports the party, and that's nice enough, but it's not, like, particularly exciting. I presume, given that my opponent seems to be about the party, he will keep the Stonework Beast here, but especially given the second one of these, I'm just going to offer. Sliver, member of the party. I think I even offer the trade again, to be honest. Okay, we're feeding the swamp. Not a possibility, that's fine. Strict can keep going. supposing he makes the adventure next turn, which is great, because then I can straight up Deadly Alliance it back. And that seems real nice. It gets me through another 7 and puts my opponent kind of on that back foot where he's just trying not to die. Yeah, perfect. So that played into everything that I wanted from his last turn. I'm going to hold the land, because I've got the landfall trigger, guys. So that's something you do want to be thinking about in this format a bit more than usual, is whether you're going to be just holding land against people. My opponent's got to find another good play now. It's not really it. I mean, it will let him kill off the Constrictor. Interesting. Hi. Right, so I'm gonna... I think come in with both creatures, because the chance to leave my opponent at 1 is pretty strong. So what if... Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. Now my opponent has to double block the Hagrid Constrictor if they want, or they can choose to chump the Turn Timber Ascetic. Or maybe do more, who knows, if they've got a pump spell or something, but it doesn't seem that amazing. Okay, so they fling. They block and fling. That's about as good as they could do. I'll just play my Beetle. And then next turn I should be able to start getting some boys out. My opponent's under extreme pressure, and that's it, they just end the game. And they could have lived another turn, so they obviously felt there was nothing in their deck that would do it. We get a funky rank up to tier 3, woo, and at least we ensure the majority of our crystals back. Now it looks like I've got a trip at the supermarket now that I need to go and attend to, so thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.